Well, blessed Friday to you as we come with your daily encouragement, and we are studying people who have lost everything but yet are considered rich toward God. And yesterday we considered a snippet out of the life of the prophet, if should I say, the author, Job, who is the quintessential rich toward God but questionable as far as one's riches in this world. Today we also consider another very successful, in some cases, rich man. His name was Solomon, and he is considered the author of Ecclesiastes. Now, some have argued that Ecclesiastes is written from Solomon's perspective at the end of life, but there is a good news of letting go of the circumstances and putting one's trust almost nakedly, without any other accoutrements of either clothing, wealth, or name, in the hands of God who gave Solomon and Job and us life, but also is at times taking it away. So we're in Ecclesiastes 6 for today. There is an evil that I have seen under the sun, and it lies heavy upon humankind. Those to whom God gives wealth, possessions, and honor, so that they lack nothing of all that they desire. Yet God does not enable them to enjoy these things, but a stranger enjoys them. This is a vanity. It is a grievous ill. A man may beget 100 children and live many years, but however many are the days of this years, if he does not enjoy life's good things, or has no burial. I say that a stillborn child is better off than he. For it comes into vanity and goes out into darkness, and in darkness its name is covered. Moreover, it has not seen the sun or known anything, yet it finds rest rather than he. Even though he should live 1,000 years twice over, yet enjoy no good, do not at all go to one place? And that is the answer. They do go to one place. The beauty of a flower. It was not something that we necessarily created. We can build a flower garden, but its processes are life and death, bringing up the beauty and letting go of the beauty. It is a constancy of life. Whether it be a flower garden, whether it be one's possessions or one's reputation, legacy, maybe inheritance, all of those things rise and fall. And once we stop working at it, they're inevitably going to fall. In science, this is called the principle of entropy, that things seem to be living towards disintegration. And yes, living towards death. But Pastor Matt, this is words of encouragement. What's that supposed to give me to encourage, and especially by someone like Paul or Solomon or Job or others, when they're observing things that are on their inevitable decline? It's because they were gifts of God for a certain time and place. And the promise of Jesus Christ, the promise of the good news, is something that is eternal. That while it experiences a death to the things of this world, it is an anticipation of the resurrection to the things of the world to come. We let go of the things that lead to inevitable entropy in this world, and we cling on to the one thing that we can trust in, the power and the promise of God. And specifically, the power and the promise of God in Jesus Christ. Paul writes in Romans chapter 9, if we have been united with him in a death like his, we shall certainly be united with him in the resurrection like his. And that's why we are strongly believers in the act of God in the waters of baptism. The act of God in the bread and the wine that become the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ, in, with, and under the bread that we consume and the wine that we drink. Because we are attached to or attaching ourselves, putting our faith in the things that do not destroy, do not lead to death. And so while we say goodbye to our mortal life, our mortal wealth, even our mortal body, we anticipate that this is not the final word in our life. Because we have been worded, or should I say gifted, by the one who is the Word, Jesus Christ, for a resurrection. And so, one of the deepest lessons that we have is letting go and letting God. My friends, I encourage you to receive the good news of Jesus Christ. It is just enough to have faith in him. The thief on the cross was not baptized, but normally we do baptize because we want to have a tangible thing that is done to us by the hands of God. And so God gave us the sacrament, the good news of baptism. And it's just not a one-time event. It is a covenant that is lived out with mighty daily falling and rising. And then God gives us food for the journey, not just physical food, but spiritual food. The bread and wine, the body and blood. So that you and I can have the thing that is not going to destruction, that is not going to death, but the one who promises resurrection in and through the things of this earth and the promises of others in this earth. Yes, God does not promise us eternal fortune, no matter how wealthy you think you are. The greatest wealth is what God has given us in Jesus Christ, a new birth and food for the journey that are in, with, and under the tangible things of water, bread, and wine, but have an eternal dimension that cannot be taken away from us. God bless you today. We trust that these are words of encouragement. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.